Welcome back. Marv Plays here for another video. We're reacting to Resident Evil 9 today, Requiem. Never played a Resident Evil game in my life. Figured, why not start now? Look, not gonna speak too much about this. Gonna get straight into the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for any new videos coming up. All right, let's get into it. Okay, Resident Evil number 9, gameplay, combat. Let's see what it's sitting for. Can't wait for this.
Hey guys, JJ here, and the Resident Evil 9 Requiem preview embargo has officially lifted.
Okay.
And a ton of outlets were given access to roughly 3 hours of gameplay set inside the
So is this game based on two different main characters?
Gameplay, new details, the evolved zombies, bosses, and much more. So with that being said, let's get
Looks a little bit like my brother. Or tight Casey.
Resident Evil 9 Requiem is right around the corner with a month until release, and a ton of media outlets and creators got access to a 3-hour demo.
Okay, you got like a little.
So
you get like a little kill time, a little. Where I'm guessing you can't get hit in this point. That's not too bad. Okay. I wonder if you can do like an upgrade where you get like I don't know better health if you make one of those like time kills or whatever. Okay, that's cool.
Those hands-on impressions, details you need to know, and much more. But before we get into it,
by the way, why is ammo so scarce? Like, I know it's gonna be one of them games with preserved bare ammo. And you know we're playing on the hard difficulty as well. Okay. Ammo is scarce.
To know and much more. But before we get into it, if you enjoy this video, please hit
it
that
looks
like button.
good though.
The
lighting in the corner room.
Make sure to subscribe. All right, let's get started. The 3-hour demo took place entirely inside Road Hill Chronic Care Center, and it's split between 2 Leon sections and 1 Grace section.
Not the nurse.
Significantly longer, roughly 2
hours
no. Grace, and about
just came into help.
Timeline-wise, when switching perspective,
oh yeah, this is the other character, right? So you play as Leon, we play as
October 8th, 2026. Now let's go over the game structure.
Mystery person.
It is now confirmed again that Resident Evil 9 is not an open-world game. It is built in a linear structure with backtracking, very much like classic Resident.
I don't mind that. You know, the open-world games can sometimes be a little bit confusing. You never know which part to start. So making it linear, I think it's cool. At the end of the day, it's a story game. We're here to play a story, here to like go down and see what's what. So I don't mind that. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Resident Evil games. Famitsu also notes that the demo they played was edited from the retail version with some flow
the lighting
and
is
cut
sick.
Content specifically to preserve surprises for launch. Now we'll move into the save rooms and atmosphere. The save room theme is described as being very Resident Evil 7-esque, setting the tone right away. Here, let's take a listen.
So I'm guessing this is where you're doing all the crafting. Here's where you like kind of sort your load out. Cool. Dope.
Previewers consistently praise Road Hill's level design.
The lighting is so nice.
Some of the best in the franchise.
Like the dark notes, the light notes in the corners.
Yeah, less rigid than the Dimitrescu Castle from Resident Evil 8. There's a strong emphasis on unlocking shortcuts, returning later with new tools, and layered exploration. I'll admit, this is really reassuring to hear. Now we'll move into the enemies, zombies, and AI systems. This is...
You know, I've always said, right? If there was a zombie apocalypse, right? Depending on what type of zombie apocalypse it would be like, would depend on, you know, if I keep playing or not. Give me the Walking Dead zombies, a little shuffled, or the ones that moan. You know, I got my, I take my chances. But like, what was it? I'm Human. Wait, yeah, I'm Human with Will Smith. Those zombies that sprint at you. Yeah. Let me see what the gang say. But this, the ones that walk like this, I think, yeah, I'm in.
Where Resident Evil 9 really starts doing some interesting stuff. We'll start with the unique zombie personalities. Capcom confirms they created around 100 unique zombie personalities, each with different behaviors, quirks, and reactions. Examples include a singer zombie who hums constantly and emits a loud screech if disturbed, stunning Grace and forcing her to cover her ears.
Her name's Grace.
Next,
okay, cool.
We have a chef zombie that patrols food prep stations, mutters next as he moves and becomes extremely aggressive if irritated. There are
Mm.
zombies that get irritated when the lights are shut off and they'll try to turn them back on. There's also zombies that will fight each other, like one that hates loud noises attacking the singing zombie. Some playtesters explained it as comical at times. Originally, there were even more personalities, but Capcom scaled it back because it became too chaotic and unreadable for gameplay. I could see this.
Okay, all right. So what I'm getting at, because okay, so this looks like it's all in one mansion, similar to what the last one, Resident Evil 8. So I'm guessing you're in a mansion, you're fighting your way to get out of the mansion. Okay, so I'm guessing different floors, different enemies. What they said, 100 different zombie styles. Okay, cool.
Being a very interesting game mechanic and leading to some very funny clips. Zombie AI reacts dynamically to sound, light, other enemies, environmental physics. Capcom specifically balances to maintain creepiness without tipping into comedy. We'll see how that goes. Moving into these systems and how comical they can get, previewers mention laugh out loud moments and absurd scenarios they can't spoil. One example that is allowed, a zombie holding a chainsaw can fall over, the chainsaw stays revved, it drags the zombie corpse across the floor like a snake. It damages you and other zombies, sometimes cutting off their legs before powering down. Dark comedy is very intentional here, but always grounded in horror. Now we'll move into mini bosses and special.
See, look, you say it's comical, right? I don't know about you, but look, I don't get scared too. I don't get scared. Very hard to get me scared. However, I don't see any way, shape, or form a Resident Evil game could be comedic. But you know, love to see it. Love to see it. All right, let's keep it going.
Enemies, there are confirmed mini-boss style zombies with unique identities. Two encountered with Grace include the Singer Zombie and the Chef Zombie, who is difficult to kill, highly irritable, and can dynamically appear during large enemy encounters. Enemies also have physics-based interaction, meaning mobs can disrupt each other in different ways. Next, we'll move into the new Crimson Head Evolution Zombie. This is huge. Capcom confirms a Crimson Head style enemy officially called Blister Heads. No screenshots are B-roll yet. Zombies will reanimate as blister heads if not killed properly. One previewer describes them as bubbling flesh with bulging heads like rejects from The Fly.
Okay, so what? If you don't take the zombies out first time, I guess they get stronger and quicker or something like that. That's what's the name he gave it? Crimson Head. Oh, Crimson Head
Evolution Zombie. This is huge. Capcom confirms a Crimson Head style enemy officially called Blister Heads.
Yeah.
No screenshots are being
okay, so
you know,
they probably get one shot you if you play on like a hard difficulty.
Describes them as bubbling flesh with bulging heads like rejects from The Fly. To prevent this, Grace uses kerosene, which doubles as her stealth takedown tool. Zombies must be dealt with deliberately, and Leon does not collect blood or kerosene resources, so this will affect Leon's story if Grace doesn't take care of them. Alright, now let's get into the character dynamic between Grace and Leon. This is one of Resident Evil 9's most interesting systems. If Grace doesn't kill enemies, Leon can encounter them later. If Grace does kill them, Leon won't. The same applies to dropped items and environmental changes. This allows Capcom to lean hard into resource conservation and survival horror for Grace, while Leon can later clear house. Director Koshi Nakanishi specifically mentions this will make replays and speedruns radically different, with route planning unlike any past Resident Evil game. To me, it sounds like an A and B scenario, but in one scenario. Alright, now we'll move into the
okay, so if I'm thinking this right, so Grace is going to be heavy on the stealth. So the idea of this, I'm guessing, is look, use Grace to try and take out as many zombies as you can quickly and obviously undetected. And then once Leon gets into the story, however that fits, I'm guessing obviously the less zombies from him to fight means, because we're going to be scarce on bullets. Okay, cool. So use Grace to take out as many as you can, because there's going to be a scarce in how many bullets or how much resources we have to take out these zombies to begin with. Cool. Okay, so that's the dynamic we should think about going into this game. Right.
And mechanics. We'll start with Leon. Leon's tomahawk axe does not break. When it's dull, it becomes ineffective. Sharpening is unlimited, but it leaves you vulnerable. On higher difficulties, managing sharpness is critical. Leon can crouch to avoid certain attacks, similar to Resident Evil 4. Enemies can pick up dropped weapons. Some enemies throw chainsaws at you. Leon has a visible currency in his inventory, and Leon is confirmed to be infected. Alright, now we'll move into Grace. Grace uses the hemolytic injector to collect blood. Blood, scrap, keys, and items all take up inventory space. Grace can shove enemies to create space, but her melee doesn't deal damage. Grace can use defensive items like knives. Stealth is puzzle-like, with enemies often
Wait. Did he say that her stealth attacks don't kill enemies? Wait, what?
Hemolytic injector to collect blood. Blood, scrap, keys, and items all take up inventory space. Grace can shove enemies to create space, but her melee doesn't deal damage. Grace can use
so
defensive
melee.
like
Okay,
knives.
cool.
Stealth is puzzle-like, with enemies often reenacting past lives. She can acquire a B934 handgun in the dining room, and Leon gives her his Requiem. Grace is the only character who can pick up antique coins. Now we'll move into antique coins and upgrades. Using antique coins, Grace can purchase side pack, more inventory slots, stabilizer, better gun handling and damage, steroids, increased max health, and over
Did he say steroids? Wait, what?
and upgrades. Using antique coins, Grace can purchase side pack, more inventory slots, stabilizer, better gun handling and damage, steroids, increased max health, and over.
She's gonna get her pump on. Okay, Grace, come on. Show me your max deadlift. Okay, cool. So the coins would be the upgrade system, sure. So the more coins we can find early on, and I'm guessing they're gonna be like tucked away somewhere. We're gonna do a lot of searching. Okay, cool. That's gonna help us with upgrades.
Override manual, increased blood capacity. This is very much like Resident Evil 7's upgrading system. Some upgrades can also be crafted, though they require investment. Crafting overall is a much larger system this time. Dismantling items, converting scrap into ammo, heavy inventory management. Now let's get into the actual bosses.
No, there's no way. I just got shook without the sound, without any of the build up. Just I can't be asked to play this game. Okay.
The large baby enemy seen in the footage is officially named Chunk, considered a major enemy by design.
My whole
Flesh
skin is just
squeezing
crawling
through
now.
doorways was a core visual concept. Leon's first encounter with Chunk plays like a boss battle. Multiple versions of this enemy type may exist. We're gonna get a bunch of chunks.
Wait, everyone is just getting bit, by the way. So it's just both characters infected, and what is like the blood the injection is meant to like reduce the infection? Because he just got bit. So he's infected.
Now we'll get into Victor Gideon and story details. Victor Gideon uses night vision goggles, exhibits strong Buffalo Bill vibes, has a forked snake tongue, wears a snake ring on his thumb, tells Leon they both suffer from the umbrella curse. After Victor locks the care center down, Leon hands the Requiem to Grace. Capcom is extremely strict about the identity of Leon's comms contact, a returning Resident Evil character appearing in the demo, a hinted FBI analyst-style mechanic tied to Grace's puzzle. I wonder who that new Resident Evil character could be. Now we'll move into Leon's characterization. Leon is around 50 years old. He's been fighting bioterror for nearly 30 years.
Hey, he looks pretty good for a 50-year-old, I can't lie. Hey, go on, Leon.
A toll. Nakanishi says, Leon feels emptiness, a sense of pointlessness, fatigue, and endless tragedy, no sign that the world is improving. Remember, the cop inside him died that day. Leon is meant to feel brutal, cold, almost monstrous at times, covered in blood and slightly off. Even his music reflects this, shifting from controlled industrial rhythms to chaotic discord as he's pushed to his limits. Returning to Raccoon City is described as an emotional moment for Leon and was a core vision early in development. Now let's recap. Resident Evil 9 is not Resident Evil 6. It plays like an evolved Resident Evil 4 remake, emphasizes horror in Grace's sections like Resident Evil 7 or the Resident Evil 2 remake, and balances action and relief in Leon's. Introduces new systems continuously until the end. Japan is only getting a Z-rated version as Capcom refused to censor the game to preserve its grotesque vision. Overall impressions from previewers are extremely positive, with some saying that if this quality holds, could be one of the best entries in the Resident Evil series.
Okay.
I'm very much looking forward to Requiem
and
will be playing it on release. This footage got me very excited, and now I'm curious to know your thoughts. Are you excited for Resident Evil 9 Requiem? What did you think of the gameplay details? What was something that stood out to you? Let me know down below in the comments, and let's have a discussion about it. Real quick, I want to let you know that if you plan on picking up...
All right. Enough of that. That's cool. Yeah, let's have that. Yeah, the game looks really good. The lighting looks really good. The graphics are crazy. I like the dynamic that they've taken on. Again, this is my first Resident Evil, so I don't know if this is a common thing from some of the other games. But the fact that with Grace, you've got the stealth aspect, you've got on her side it's heavily upgrade side. And you've got to really play like strategic so that the two can balance off each other. And obviously you've got Leon's side where it's just gun them down. But obviously, the less enemies that are there, the less chance will be out of bullets. So I like that dynamic. I wonder if you play it on a certain difficulty, will certain resources be available to you? So that'd be interesting to see. The fact they said about 100 different zombies, I don't know how important that's going to be. Maybe that would factor more under Grace's Grace's part, because you get a chance to see how their movements, how they interact with one another. I don't see how important that would be for Leon, because you're not going to really give him much time to see how they interact. So that's 100 different zombie types. I don't know about that. That's a bit overkill. But what if it adds to the game experience? It adds to the game experience. If that baby thing, if the fact that if at any point that has to chase Grace, I'm gonna lose it. I got scared, and there was no music. It popped out of nowhere. Oh god. Okay. Okay, cool. And they said what? There's another character. We did see the night mode, which is gonna be terrifying. It gives me Outlast vibes, the first one. I think that's gonna be an interesting part. I'm guessing that's gonna be for one specific character, and I wonder if will that be for Grace? I could see it being for Grace. Maybe she finds the night vision goggles, and I don't know, has to walk around without making a sound, or should be attacked. That'd be cool. And yeah, I wonder how long the run time for this game is. That would be interesting to see. And yeah, that was my first reaction to Resident Evil number 9. I'd have to give that a solid 4.5 out of 5 in terms of ratings. 100% going to play this game. Looking forward to it. I think it drops on the 27th of Feb. So we are getting that game immediately. Am I going to be playing it at night every night? No. Sometimes it's going to be during the day. Yeah, I can't wait. I wonder if there's anything else. Oh yeah, they didn't really touch on the upgrades for the guns. I'm assuming it's like everything else. There's going to be special attachments for the guns. I wonder if there's going to be like any like wacky stuff, like maybe, I don't know, fire around shells for the shotgun, or stuff like that, or like melee stuff. Maybe like a bat, you can customize it in various different ways. That would be interesting, depending on the zombies you face, maybe. But I doubt it for this game. Maybe I'm thinking too much about another game. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm actually very excited. And yeah, I think this is probably the only trailer I've seen. I think this is probably gonna be the last trailer I watch for Resident Evil. I want to keep it as fresh. I want to keep it as excited as I possibly can. And yeah, can't wait. But thank you for anyone joining in today. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, come on, Resident Evil. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Let's go.